The Blitz event to celebrate Valentine's Day is live in Marvel Strike Force, and I can think of no better way to say I love you to your loved one, to say, hold on, I need to Blitz. But the good thing is, all of these milestones are completable free to play. We're talking about what kind of activity you need to do to get that monthly meta item, and what kind of grinding you need to do to complete all of these milestones. And it is Monday, guys, so we're taking a look at all of your questions from the mailbag. So if you're ready for all of these things, Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Club. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you're ready to grind for Blitz for this romantic Valentine's Day. Yes, we got a Blitz event. The good thing is, you can do all of these milestones free to play totally if you're willing to put in the grinding. But we also have all of these mailbag questions to get to from Discord. But if this is your first time here on the channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. The game is good, the game is bad. We're covering it all to help your Marvel Strike Force experience. News videos, question and answer videos, gameplay, everything to help you along with this. Let's go into the game and talk about this Blitz event going on right now. These atrocious attraction milestones. Talk about what you need to do to get each of these breakpoints. And I think the first major breakpoint is going to be at milestone 15. That is that meta monthly item. And for this, these Dominator boots, you're going to need to get 43,000 points. The other breakpoint, the big one here, is milestone 20. This is where you get some Dazzler shards. And then you also have milestone 23 for some Eternal shards if you don't have these. And I guess the big one here is milestone 25. This is where you could get Captain Carter. Now let's take a look at some activity. As you can see, I have 5,890 points. This is after one Blitz rotation. I did not claim any of the Blitz milestones, but I did claim the free web energy. So this would actually be 5,390 points for one rotation. Let's go take a look at how that all calculates. So the most prevalent amount of these orbs that I got in Blitz was 84 per win. I've also seen values of 56, 77, 126, 245, and 1400. That is after my first rotation, so there may be these 2,000 pulls in there. There may be some other values, but these are the only values that I've saw so far. But 84 seems to be the most common. Now, as far as what I got, I scored in 43 wins. I did one rotation, I had 2 losses, and I averaged 126 orb fragments per win. In this calculation, though, I'm not going to use 43 wins. I'm going to use 40 wins, and hopefully you could do all these rotations winning the majority of your fights. And I'm only using 100 average, just in case I had really good RNG, and maybe I had really good luck, and that shouldn't be the expectation there. So that I'm using 100 average. So there's 4,000 Blitz milestone points. So if you go to the actual Blitz that we have going on right now, this unconditional love Blitz, if we go into these milestone rewards, through this we also have these Valentine orb fragments. We have 4,000 of them in the milestones, and I already talked about the 500 in the free to claim. Now, the big breakpoints that we have to look at is that we talked about milestone 15. That's where you're going to get those Dominator boots, and for that, you're going to need that 43,000 points. Now, you're getting 4,500 in just your Blitz milestone and free claim. So the difference that you're actually going to need after you get those stuff is 38,500 if we're doing 4,000 points per rotation, and that is based on 40 teams at 100 average. And so you may be getting more, you may be getting less, maybe you have more teams that you're winning with on a consistent basis, maybe you're a newer player and have less. That is what these numbers are based on, averaging 4,000 per rotation. So again, your actual numbers may vary, but if you're getting those 4,000 per rotation through this entire 3-day event, you would need 10 rotations, which is 9.6 rotations in total. Well, if you calculate it exactly, it would be 9.6, averaging up to 10, and then that would be 3.3 rotations per day. That is what you would need for the Dominator boots, so less than 4 rotations just for that monthly item. But let's say we go into these milestones, and maybe you don't want just these Dominator boosts. Maybe you want to get to some of these other milestones. We talked about milestone 20 as the other breakpoint. So let's talk about what we would need for that. That we would need 60,000 points, subtracting that 4,500 from your free claim and your Blitz milestones. And again, these free claim, I'm calculating 500 of these. We may be getting these every day of the event, so there may be 1,500 total, but for these calculations, I'm only doing this first day because we may or may not get them for the second or third day. But anyway, 4,000 per rotation, which means to get those Dazzler shards along with those long shard shards, you would need 13.9 rotations, averaging up to 14 rotations per day, which if you divide that by these 3 days, that is 4.6 rotations per day. So a little over 4 rotations per day can get you those Dazzler shards. But let's say you want to get really sweaty with this event, go all the way down, complete the whole thing, get these Captain Carter shards. Well, the calculations would look like this. Those you would need 99,000 points, subtract that 4,500 difference that we get from those web milestones and those blitz milestones. You would need the difference of 94,500. If we use that average of 4,000 per day, that is 24 rotations, 23.6 exact rotations, but averaging up to 24 rotations through the life of this 3-day event. You divide that by 3, and that is right about those 8 rotations. If you're getting really, really exact with it, 7.8 rotations, but about 8 rotations per day. So you could really, really grind this event and get all the way here. You could grind it semi and get some of these Dazzler shards, which is kind of a rare shards because she's in a raid store. Yes, she is farmable, but they're kind of hard to come by, those shards, because you need some luck. Or you could do very minimal activity and get these Dominator boots and get you what you would need for this event. So I think this is a great event. You can get super sweaty and grindy with this. You don't need to grind too much if you just want to do the bare minimum, get what you would need for the monthly milestone event. So all in all, I think it's a good event, and the timing is a little weird about Valentine's Day, but I like how they're doing this stuff and calculating these, and I think they are a lot more friendly for newer players. But it is Monday, guys. Not only do we have to blitz our butts off to celebrate Valentine's Day, it is also time to answer some questions from the mailbag. So let's go into all of your mailbag questions, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, ValleyFlyin, with the quantum trade required for the next pocket dimension already in game, my team will end up being Wasp, Ultimus, Spider-Man, Noir, Agatha, Dark Beast. Anyone you think I should build to swap for someone? Thanks. Well, Ultimus is probably one of the worst characters in the game. So if you could swap him out for anybody, literally anybody, that would be a benefit to you. Let's go into game though and see what are some great characters that have that quantum trait. Spider-Woman is a great character, very early ability block, has value in the A4, so that was a character that I would swap out. Noir kind of sucks unless you really have him built up significantly over your Spider-Woman. I would take her in over that. You're already building Agatha, that's a great move. You're building Dark Beast, that's a great move. Black Panther 1mm does have a lot of value as well because of the gamma raids, getting that new trait with the Wakandans, or getting that new difficulty that has the Wakandans in one of those lanes. They're also very good in Crucible. Ghost is probably your best Pim Tech character. So unless you already have a lot invested into Wasp and don't have a lot invested in Ghost, I would probably bring Ghost over Wasp as well. But yeah, this top row, this is the team that I would build. Spider-Woman, Agatha, Black Panther 1mm, Dark Beast, and Ghost. You could substitute any other characters that you have, like your Wasp, like you said, like your Ultimus, like you said. But I think this is going to be the ideal team. Obviously, Kang's a great character, but by the time this Quantum goes live, you're not going to be able to get his shards for him. So that would be my recommendations. Agatha's great, Dark Beast is great. The rest of the characters you can replace unless you got them significantly built up. All right. I currently have enough dark promos to take either Archangel, Rogue, or Red Hulk to 5 red. Want to know who should I do? I use Red Hulk in Arena, War, and Crucible. Archangel I use in War and the Raids and Crucible. And Rogue I use in War, Crucible, and well, I'm using a raise right now because I don't have the controller ISOs for Magneto. I think just based on how I value these, you already answered your own question there, brother. You use Red Hulk in Arena. That would be my answer right there just for that. Now, as far as how I'm using them, that's the character that I would take up as well. Rogue is an awesome character. That would probably be my next choice after Red Hulk. And then after that would be Archangel. I think the first character that I took up was Morgan Le Fay, though. So that would be my order to build these horseman characters, but obviously your use of these characters and your valuation may be a little different. So Red Hulk out of these 3 characters is who I would use. And actually, now that I think about it, I use Red Hulk way more than I use Morgan Le Fay. So I might actually put Red Hulk above Morgan Le Fay, Morgan Le Fay second, and then Rogue, and then last but not least, Archangel. None of them are bad characters. It's all the priority and where you're using them. But based on where you're using them and based on where I use them, I would go Red Hulk first, my brother. All right, originally, Room 5 in Cosmic Crucible is noticed saying possibly being changed. I've used various Spider-Verse tunes in 5, except for Tangled Web. What are your thoughts on using non-Spider-Verse tunes in Room 5? Well, I am using a non-Spider-Verse team in Room 5 right now as well. If you want to go take a look at my Room 5 in the game, you can see I have 0 Spider-Verse characters. Now, what I'm banking on is this reducing resistance for any character with bleed. So not really looking at the Spider-Verse tag here. The main reason, I think Tangled Web does work the best in here, but the main reason I'm keeping my Spider-Verse off of this is because I want to be able to counter whatever my opponent's using in Room 5 with that Tangled Web. This is a horrible matchup if you don't have a good counter. If you do have a good counter, very easy to take out that Tangled and that Weaver and everything. But if you don't have a right counter, it's a horrible matchup. So I'm actually not using a Spider-Verse team in here. I'm using Weapon X, and it's more based on this, reducing the resistance based on the bleeds. But that is what I'm doing. If you have a better solution, Valley Club, let me know in the comments. All right, but let's get back to these questions. I hope all is well with you and your family. This is a long question, my brother. Hope you might be able to answer a question for me. During the Trial of Strength Alliance event that ended Monday, and that we're talking about last week Monday, guys, so that is not today the 13th, that is the 6th. We were told to get rewards. We needed to be on the Alliance till the end of the event. We had to be there for 24 hours prior to the end of the event. Well, our alliance was disbanding that weekend, and we decided to stay together until after the Trial of Strength event to go to our new alliances to make sure we get rewards. Alliance finished 66th overall in the event, earning us top 1%, yet no one from the alliance has gotten any of the rewards over 6 days later. Everyone was in the alliance the whole time and didn't change until after it ended. Personally, I switched 90 minutes after it ended. I'm sure I was not the only ones that haven't received the rewards. We're trying to write customer service, but their bot doesn't allow you to write anything or submit the screenshots. It says the ticket is open and will be dealt with in 24 to 48 hours. Later, 40 hours pass and still no word. With your better connections, you find out when we'll be getting your rewards for Trial of Strength error. So unfortunately, we already got the rewards for the Trial of Strength error. Yeah, if you look in game right now, you can see my alliance. We got this on the 9th. So hopefully they make you whole on this. This is a pretty bad, poorly designed event because there are legitimate reasons people need to switch alliances, like yours. Where an alliance disbanded. My alliance, I've been in an alliance 2 times that is just totally disbanded. So there are legitimate reasons for leaving alliances. And this event, the way it's designed, that you need to be in alliance for over 24 hours, just very, very bad and inconvenient. So hopefully customer service does answer your responses. I'm going to submit this into the Envoy chat, see if some of the community managers can help you with this. But this is bad. This is a very bad event. It was designed very badly. We got word about how to handle it, and even after doing that, you still were kind of screwed. So hopefully they can make you whole. They should make you whole. That's pretty trashy that you go through all that trouble and then you don't get anything. So yeah, I'm gonna write into Archangel and Lori, and hopefully they can help you, brother. But yeah, this is a bad event. All right, hey Valley, greetings from Singapore. Greetings, my brother. Do you think the recent blog post seems to rather contradicting Scopely's actions? Not gonna use the L word, given how this seems to be rather defensive of Archangel. Now, I don't think Archangel's not the one that puts out all the information from the blog. Yes, he writes it, but he gets the information from other people in the company, and a lot of times they give him wrong information. So I don't think a lot of the things, other than the first couple months of him being employed, is on him. So that I will defend him, but I would agree with you and say that his bosses lied to him a lot, and he puts out a lot of the incorrect information. I just see Archangel as someone that's trying his best here, but his bosses, yeah, they do some pretty devious things here. Firstly, they mentioned about wanting to be competitive integrity on the November 4th blog post. Maintaining the equity and competitive integrity of the game is the utmost importance. Yes, they changed stuff like the Blitz credits got the Impeller Blitz win to RNG base and give it orbs instead of fixed shards for everyone to the monthly milestones. Yeah, so I think what they were referring to when they said competitive integrity is the actual cheating and people trying to game the system and cheat. This unfair competitive integrity is something by design, so I don't think this is what they're referring to with that, but I do see your point. It is for someone to do the exact same activity and have significantly more rewards than someone that also does that same activity does feel bad and doesn't feel like competitive integrity. But I think they were referring to the cheaters there. But the point that you're making does make sense, my friend. Is it making the game less equitable as two players who do the same thing may not get the same rewards? Wouldn't it be better to give a fixed amount, like average 15 Blitz credits per win? Yes, it would. And it would be a lot more healthy to the players' mental states. But again, Scopeplay is in the business of trying to make the most money from their players as possible, and getting that high endorphins and everything, your serotonins going off, all these chemicals in your brain going off as you're getting these high big wins for Blitz wins, like that 2,000 drop, and then not going off as much when you get like a 10 drop or something like that. So you want to play more. That's all by design. That's their psychology that they're doing. So just know that they're doing that, and don't let it bother you as much. Don't be as obsessed with it. Don't be chasing for those big wins. Don't be trying to catch up by your big losses. Just try to play things as normally as possible with my advice, because they're doing that on purpose. All right. Secondly, they mentioned this week that they review the community's feedback, hence the Kang rework. If they review the community's feedback for reworks, wouldn't they rework someone like Ultron to be more plug and play, especially since he's a Dark Dimension release? More players would have Ultron 2 rather than Kang, hence the feedback for Ultron's rework being greater for the community and more effective to the community. Yes, so there's two things here. So they review the community feedback, but they also want to make money. Now, there's no way that they would really make a lot of money at this point from Ultron. A lot of the longtime players got him when he was initially released. They made that push in Dark Dimension 2, got him out. So a rework to Ultron wouldn't really make them a lot of money. And the reason that they had the reason that they said that they didn't really buff Ultron specifically, they buffed his team because he was so broken, so overpowered. They have to create overpowered tunes like Black Bolt and everything just to counter Ultron. And the only reason that he's not really in the meta nowadays is because his stats didn't really keep up, and they did that on purpose. They said that if his stats were aligned with some of the current tunes, he would be just as broken as he was back in the day. So that is what they said, that Ultron didn't get a rework. But yeah, they do it for money. The Kang has not been released yet. They've already heard bad feedback on Kang, like, hey, he's only for Cosmic Crucible. Why should we buy this character? He's only for Cosmic Crucible and then a legendary unlock in the future. They want to make money. They heard the community's feedback that they don't like the character. They're probably not going to buy the character. That's why they did that. I mean, their intentions are very, very clear here. It's not like they're trying to hide anything or anything. They are in the business of making money. We're trying to have fun. Sometimes those things align and we spend and we get more fun. Sometimes it doesn't. That's just the game we play, my brother. But yeah, this is all expected here. They're trying to make money from all this stuff. Thirdly, they mentioned in January 27th blog post that they're increasing the number of events per month and shortening the duration to reduce the commitment to events, that they'll be more straightforward. Yet they make the events more complicated with the new limit system. How do they figure out more events per month, what this do, and the maths to get the milestones, making it more complicated. So I think what they were saying is, now since that blog post, I've noticed, especially in February, we don't have milestone events tied into events in the game that are tied to this big event. We do have more events, but I do like this break system, this limit system. I like the new limit system. It has made this last one, the Absorbing Man event, a lot easier to figure out. I knew what I needed to do for war. I needed to do what I needed to do for the raids. After I did all that stuff, it was just down to power cores. So it was very clear how many power cores I needed to spend or not need to spend. And then I got to choose whether I wanted to push to spend those power cores for Absorbing Man or not. And so I do like this new system, but I get how it could be more complicated, but there's more events. I do feel like there is more hoarding though. So that part of these events is not good, but I feel that new limit system is a way that they've introduced that if they want to, they can eliminate some of that hoarding. And I think they they did that with this pass absorbing mana event, limited amount of raid attacks that we could do to, you know, make it more equitable, limiting the amount of war attacks that we get for this milestone event in case you're in one of these zones that didn't get 2 wars and only got 1 war for this event. So I like what they're doing, but yeah, I guess the downside is there's more events, there's more things that we need to track, and more things that we gotta hoard. The upside is when I go to these web milestones though, all I get are these web milestones. If we go into the web milestones now, as you can see, all there is these daily web milestones, and then everything else is on that store in the free claim, and these bang for their bucks and stuff as well. So we used to have these milestone events tied into that. So I think that's what they meant by that. I do like the most recent system though. So hopefully they continue to improve on it, and it does eventually get a lot less complicated for the players. Now, with all that said, guys, yes, the events I feel have gotten a little less complicated. For some people with the hoarding, it's gotten more complicated. But one big thing that I've noticed that I do not like is that with these events for character unlocks, we're getting a lot less shards per unlock. You know, 3 stars is kind of where we're at now, but I remember back in the day, we get 4 5-star unlocks for characters, getting them a lot of stars. So that is one significant change that I have noticed. That is it for these questions. Good luck with your romantic Blitz event, guys. Hopefully you get the meta item without too much trouble from your loved one. And good luck with all of your currency. Hopefully they design these events better so you don't have to be in a lines at a certain amount of time. I'm gonna send a message to the community managers, and hopefully they could make people whole with the rewards that they deserve for these previous events. Thank you for everyone that left a question. Thank you for everyone that's still here, still watching the entire video. You deserve a big fist bump. Thank you once again, Valley Club. If you haven't already checked me out on social media, check me out there. Check out some of the other videos on the channel, all about Marvel Strike Force. If you're into Marvel Snap, the other game that I love, make sure you go and check out the Valley Snap channel. The link is down below. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.